Cyber Dopamine here. So this is the Legion Go S. Okay, this is the Windows 1, It's got 32 gigs of RAM, and I've had it for a week, about almost 2 weeks now, and I've gotten to know it really well. I've put SteamOS onto it, or I guess Bazite, right? It's not SteamOS yet, but I've gotten to learn about this device, and I'll tell you what, the second this video uploads and you start watching, this thing is going straight into a box. It is leaving my house and I'm getting my money back because I do not want it in this house. This has been the most disappointing handheld I have ever played on in my entire life. And I know that sounds bold, but I'm very honest when I say that. Take a look at this. This is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? Low settings on the Steamdeck OLED. We're getting a good 60 FPS. You can't complain. That's a good vibe. Take a look at the Legion Go S on the exact same settings. We're getting 30 frames per second. Okay, we're getting half the performance. This is the price I paid, and this is the performance that I'm getting. And just to give you a better understanding of the lack of performance that we're getting with this thing, here's the Ally X. For the same price, you can purchase this handheld. This is 17 watts. And look at my frame rate that I'm getting. Exact same settings, same everything. That is worth the money. Maybe it's just the game, right? Let's give the Legion Go S the benefit of the doubt right here. So let's go take a look at Witcher, Steamdeck preset. And in this situation, I set the resolutions for both devices to the exact same thing, 800p. Take a look at the frame rate on the Steamdeck. It's a good fluid 60. And take a look at Witcher 3 on the Legion Go S. Would you look at that? 45. And here's the kicker, it gets worse. On the Legion Go S, I am at the turbo preset. I'm at 25 watts. The Steamdeck is only at 15 watts, even if. Both of these tests were running on Bazite, and what's crazy is on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I ran the same tests on Windows, right? Straight out the box. And I was only getting a little bit less than 30 FPS. Okay, I was getting a few frames less than on Bazite. Like, I've done my fair share of comparing the two side by side. There's a lot of videos out there, like you've got Ocast Gamer, and he's done a lot of comparisons with this handheld compared to Legion Go. He's working on the Steamdeck ones right now. And so there's enough footage out there for you to compare it with the performance. But here's the crazy part. I was at Best Buy yesterday, and I went over to the open box section, and look at that. You can see the original ROG Ally for like $320. And what's crazy is if you go online, you can buy this new battery that's got way more juice in it than the stock battery in that handheld. And you can get yourself pretty much an Ally X for about like $400, which is pretty insane if you think about it. I thought I'd mention that real quick, just to put into perspective here, the competition that we have going on. So initially I was going to do like a review, talk about what it's like to have this product. But it's not even worth me going through all the specs and all the features because this makes no sense. And here's the problem, dude. I feel bad for the people who are getting into handhelds but don't necessarily know what they're getting into. And they look up like the newest handhelds, like the Legion Go S. It's got the new Z2 chip for extreme awesome performance. And so they buy it not knowing how ripped they're getting. It's crazy, and I don't understand the logic behind Lenovo selling this Windows product. It's so expensive, and what you're getting for what you're paying for does not equate to the competition that we have going on. Now, obviously, the SteamOS version is coming out here pretty soon, and I'll talk about that one. I'll review that one because that makes more sense. But here's the crazy part. I'm super worried about the SteamOS version of this handheld because how are you going to get this thing to play apples to apples with the Steamdeck in regards to performance? I get that you can optimize the Z2 Go, you can work with Valve, you can work with AMD, but can you double the performance? Or can you match the same frame rate as the Steamdeck and draw less power? It's looking like a daunting freaking task, and I'm pretty worried about it. Another thing I'm super curious about is, with the Steamdeck OLED, you're getting a solid freaking OLED panel. Like, this thing is super bright. You've got high dynamic range. And when you compare the two side by side, you hop back onto the Legion Go S, it's got a bigger screen, which a lot of people want. I get that. And it's got a variable refresh rate, which is super cool. But I'm curious, because I've done a poll where people vote what would you rather have, OLED or variable refresh rate? most people vote OLED. And I think generally speaking, that screen is just so much more fun to play on. And even though the Legion Go S is bigger, at least in my opinion, I still prefer to play on this OLED screen. So that's like another one that, you know, if you compare apples to apples, like you're missing that out, but that's a personal preference, I guess, to most people. Listen, I understand that I'm being pretty harsh with this thing, and I feel bad. Like, I know maybe I'm a little too cutthroat right now, or like too frustrated, but I'm frustrated because I'm genuinely so passionate and obsessed with handhelds. And this one, it just doesn't give you that dopamine hit of like having a new product. Like, just to give you an idea, Steamdeck OLED, $550, has an OLED screen, and is performing better than the Legion Go S for almost $800, right? This is the ROG Ally X, double the performance, way better battery, $100 more. Legion Go, same price. And I get it, the SteamOS version is going to be coming out here pretty soon, and that will be a whole different equation. But why would Lenovo sell this? I really just don't understand that. I feel like I'm missing out on something, and you guys will correct me in the comments, but I really don't see the equation. I don't get why this makes sense for people to purchase. I don't. So, but if we take away the performance and the price, we put that aside and we look at the handheld for what it really is, aside from those two things, as far as it goes as a handheld, it's a good looking I mean, it's kind of good looking. It's like round and weird, but it's a very comfortable, cozy handheld to play games on. And it's one of those things like an MSI Claw or a Steamdeck where when you play a game on it, you really do kind of like forget about everything around you. You get immersed in the game. The screen's big, it's grand. The screen isn't that bright though, it's very dim. But let alone, you know, if you're in a dark cave like I am most of the time, it's good enough, right? And it's got a variable refresh rate, so games are smoother than they actually are, if that makes sense. Like if a game's running at 30 FPS, it feels like it's running at like 40 FPS in my opinion. So you can take that into your equation of justifying this, but still, I mean, you know, and then the audio quality is a lot better from the Legion Go. If you remember that, you know, those sounded like a Tamagotchi. These ones are on par with the Steamdeck OLED, and they do sound good. They're not MSI Claw speakers, but they sound good. They get the point across. And as far as the battery goes, like there's a lot of potential in this battery. If you can squeeze out more performance with the less watt, the battery should be nothing to worry about. But the problem is that like in order to get good performance on the game when you're playing on the go, you have to really bring up the TDP. You got to throw it into turbo mode, you know what I mean? Which in turn equals like a mid battery, if that makes sense. But it's not mid. I can get like 2 hours of battery life on it, 2 and 10 minutes. So, I mean, that's pretty good on turbo mode. And yeah, it's got these like adaptable triggers. I mean, they're cool. I haven't really used them that much. But I'm not here to review this product. I was here to review it. Now I'm like, this is not worth the review because I feel like I'm wasting people's time by like talking about it and making them justify it when I feel like I should just tell you how it really is. This thing sucks. And for the price, it is just like a ball buster. So yeah, I know, but like, you get it. Okay, yeah, all right, cyber dopamine out.